it's Kira and welcome back to the Yoga Corner. Today I have a class which is all about the spine, so we're going to be giving some attention to this part of the body, which in my opinion is probably the most important part of your body. It's basically what carries you around all of the time, and it's a part of the body that I think we can all agree doesn't get as much attention or care as it deserves, because we spend a lot of our time kind of undoing the natural curves of the spine by sitting in really unnatural hunched positions at desks, on sofas, and just in general not giving the spine the love it deserves. Now, I'm not going to promise that this is going to fix any issues you may have, but we're going to do some work on giving some love and attention to this part of the body and hopefully starting to undo those negative patterns of movement that we find ourselves in all of the time. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it and give our spines some love. We're going to get started in today's class lying down on our backs. So just make your way down onto the mat, take your time getting there, there's no rush today. And then just make your way onto the mat. We'll take a bend in the knees, and just for the beginning part of the practice, before we take any movement, maybe close the eyes and just notice how your body feels. Particularly bringing some attention to the back of the body, as that's where we're focusing our attention today. And maybe just noticing which parts of the body are in contact with the ground, if any parts of the body have any gaps, any spaces, and just noticing whether you can take any movements, any wiggles that allow yourself to just relax and soften, noticing how the mat is there to support you and provide a really stable connection with the ground. And then once you've found that connection, notice how your body is feeling. You might like to just bring some attention to the breath. Taking full, deep inhales in through the nose. And allowing yourself to take a full exhale out through the mouth. Taking as many of them as you need to really settle into this space. And then just allowing the breath to settle down, moving through those inhales, both through the nose and out through the nose. Allowing yourself to connect to that breath as it moves in and out of the body. And then bringing your attention to those legs, we have a bend in the knees and our feet are flat on the ground. I'd like you to start moving the feet back towards the body, so you bring your heels as close to the base of your spine as you can. Allowing yourself just to settle into the space. And then we're setting up ready for some bridge poses. So you'll bring the hands beside the body, almost allowing the fingertips to graze the backs of those heels, and the palms are flat on the ground. With your next deep breath in, you're going to start to peel the hips up towards the sky, lifting the glutes away from the ground. As you lift those hips up, think about squeezing the glutes to lift them even higher, and gently squeezing the inner thighs in together as well. Just keep the gaze neutral up towards the ceiling. Take a full deep breath in, and exhale to soften those hips back down. We'll take that again. If you'd like to just use the hips, then that is fine. Or if you'd like to incorporate the arms and make this slightly more dynamic, then please feel free to follow me with that. So if you want to take that dynamic pose, as your hips lift, the arms will also lift and come up and overhead. So we'll take that by inhaling, either just lifting the hips or lifting the arms as well. Exhale, hips come down, arms come down, moving with the breath. Take that 3 more times at your own pace. Inhaling to lift the hips and maybe the arms. Exhale, softening down. Really good. 2 more times. And once you find that final bridge pose, pause there. If the arms are up and overhead, you might like to bring them back down beside the body. And if you'd like to find a little bit more space to lift up through the chest, you might bring the hands to interlace underneath the spine. You might be able to wiggle the shoulder blades together under the back of your body, and then think about lifting through the hips and also through the chest. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale to soften everything back down. And we'll give the knees a hug into the chest, giving ourselves a squeeze. And whenever you're ready, we're going to bring the hands behind the thighs, rock and roll along the spine. And we're coming to find our hands and knees position. Again, no rush to get there. Do take your time. And once you do, find your tabletop position. We just want to make sure that hands are just underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We're spreading the fingers nice and wide. And then we're going to get ready for our cat and cows, a really, really lovely stretch for the spine. So with our next inhale, we drop the belly, lift the chest, gaze comes forward. Exhale, we round through the spine, tucking the chin to the chest, doming through the back of the body. Inhale, dropping the belly, opening the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Start to move here at your own pace. If there's any extra movements that you'd like to add on here, please feel free to do so. Any wiggles, any shakes, all of it is completely welcome. And you might like to close the eyes and just really allow yourself to tune in with how these movements feel, rather than what they look like. Just gently allowing the body to move in a way that feels good. Just take one more full cycle of breath, and then gently make your way back to a neutral spine, allowing the fingertips to spread as wide as they can. And then tucking the toes and lifting the hips up to the sky, we're finding our first downward dog. Now, downward dog is a pose which often feels like a stretch for the backs of the legs, but actually this is a pose where we should be thinking about the spine. So I invite you to notice how your spine is feeling. It can be a little bit tricky in a posture like this where you can't really see yourself to know how the body looks, but just try to tune in and notice whether your spine feels long or whether it feels rounded and hunched over. If you can, I'd like you to push the weight through the hands and look back to your legs as you gently push the chest in towards the thighs, which should help you to find a little bit more length. And I also invite you to play around with bending the knees gently and just seeing whether that helps you to find any more length as well. There's no pressure to have straight legs here. Just work with where your body is at, but really allow your attention to focus on spreading the weight through the hands and feet and guiding the chest back to the thighs to lengthen the spine. Really nice. With our next inhale, we're going to allow the body to ripple forward, shifting the weight into the toes, allowing the chest to move forwards and the shoulders to stack on top of the wrists, plank pose. Exhale, we bend through the knees, chest comes to the thighs as we peel the hips back to the sky, downward dog. Inhale, rippling forward, we find our plank pose, chest comes forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, bending through the knees, hips peel up to the sky, downward dog. Again, just like in our cat and cows, move through this at your own pace. Start tuning in with how the body feels here and see whether you can find any fluidity in this movement. Take that 2 more times, and then gently make your way back towards your downward dog. Really nice, guys. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale completely. And with your next inhale, look forward to the fingertips. We're going to tiptoe the feet up to meet the hands at the front of the mat, finding our first forward fold. Just like in downward dog, I invite you to take a bend in the knees here, not thinking about having the legs completely straight, and instead noticing how bending those knees provides a really nice shelf for the stomach and the chest to rest on, which in turn allows the spine to find a little bit more length. So really allow yourself to melt the upper body down, and then you might like to take hold of opposite elbows, perhaps gently swaying the body from left to right, finding your ragdoll position and just allowing yourself to find length through the backs of those legs, but also through the back of the body as the chest melts down towards those thighs. Gently releasing the fingertips down to the ground. We inhale to lift halfway. Hands find the shins. We've got a nice flat back here. Gaze comes forward. Exhale, chest softens down to the ground. And then inhaling to sweep the hands up to the sky, we lift up as tall as we can. Exhale, hands come down towards the heart space. Really nice, guys. With an inhale, we sweep up through the hands, lifting nice and tall. Allow yourself to take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Think about rooting down through both feet and inhale to reach up as tall as you can through the right side of your body. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, we're going to take a side bend, reaching the right arm over to the left. Think about rooting down firmly through both feet, so you really don't allow that right leg to lift as much as it might want to. And you reach as far as you can over towards that left side to create space down the right side of your body. Take one more full deep breath in. And with an exhale, gently lift back up. Switch your grip, take hold of that left wrist this time with the right hand, and inhale to lift up as high as you can through that left hand. Exhale takes that left hand over to the right side, bending, thinking about rooting down through that left foot especially, so you avoid it trying to lift up away from the ground. Taking a full deep breath in. And exhaling to lift up, really nice. Release the fingertips, hands come down towards the heart space. Really nice, guys. With an inhale, we sweep the hands back up to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold it forwards. Inhale lifts you halfway, hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, soften the chest down, plant the hands and step both feet back to find your plank pose. Knees can be up or down here in your plank pose. Take whatever your body needs. And think about pushing the weight through the hands so you can dome through the shoulders. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down to the ground. Release the toes and then bend through the elbows to lower the chest all the way down. Really nice. You're going to keep the hands in line with the rib cage, but bring them out wide as mat. Once the fingertips come out as wide as the mat, allow yourself to just look down towards the ground, and then pushing the weight through the fingertips, gently lift the chest a few inches away from the ground, bending through the elbows. Exhale, soften the chest back down. Taking that again, we inhale to push through the fingertips. This time, maybe you lift a little bit higher. Exhale, bend through the elbows, soften the chest down. Move at your own pace here, really starting to find that ripple effect through the back of the body. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to soften, finding these rolling cobras. One more time. We inhale to lift the chest up and we pause there. Notice whether you can squeeze the glutes to find any more lift for the back of the body. Exhale, soften the chest down. Bring the hands back into frame the rib cage. Tuck the toes and peel the hips up to the sky. Lifting the hips and finding your downward facing dog. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in. Exhaling completely. Gently allowing your attention to rest back on the spine. Allowing yourself to just gently lengthen the back of the body by pushing the weight through the hands and guiding that chest back towards your legs. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale completely. With our next inhale, we lift the left foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, straight away we round forward, looking towards the hands. We're stepping that left foot up between the palms. Push the weight through that left foot and inhale to sweep the hands up to the sky, lifting as tall as you can. Really nice, guys. We're going to take an open twist over towards our left leg. So think about pushing the weight through that left foot and then looking over towards the left side of the room. Your left arm is going to reach back behind you and your right arm is going to reach forwards. But as you take this twist, use the legs to stabilize you, straightening out the back leg as much as you can, and then thinking about pulling the belly button in towards the spine and using that connection with the core to find room to twist perhaps a little bit further. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to reverse your lunge. The right hand is going to reach up to the sky as the left hand finds the back of that right thigh. Allowing yourself to create space for that right side of the body to lengthen. Inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky. With an exhale, we're finding our warrior two. Your right leg is going to spin parallel with the short edge of the mat and your arms open out to a T. We're only staying here for one breath. Exhale, left forearm comes towards that left thigh, palm facing the sky, and you sweep those right fingertips in front of the face. You should be finding a nice sense of lengthening through the right side of the body as we move towards our extended side angle. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale, allow that top arm to windmill down. Both hands come to frame that front foot. And then we step it up. That right foot steps up to meet the left. Forward fold at the front of the mat. With an inhale, we lift up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down. Plant the hands, step the feet back to find your plank pose. Hands underneath the shoulders, we're doming through the back of the body. Take a deep breath in. As you lower down, you can find your knees, chest, chin, or you might shift the weight forward into the toes and bend through the elbows, lowering through chaturanga. And then untucking the toes, you might find your cobra, rolling the chest back, bending the elbows. Or perhaps you find your upward dog, lifting the thighs and straightening the arms. Exhale to lift your hips to the sky. We'll all find a downward facing dog. Again, allowing your attention to find the spine. Thinking about the breath as it travels through the back of the body. And envisioning that sensation of the breath moving all the way down to the base of the spine as you inhale. And all the way back up as you exhale. With our next inhale, right foot reaches up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, we round forward, looking towards the hands. Right foot is stepping up between the palms. We push the weight through that right foot and inhale to sweep the hands to the sky, lifting nice and tall. Really nice. Thinking about moving towards that twist. Our left hand is going to reach forward this time, and the right hand reaches back as that chest moves over towards our right leg. Allow the legs to be your stability here, as you then bring your attention towards the belly button. Allow it to move in, activating your core, and then think about twisting from the center of the body. Taking a full deep breath in. Exhale, that right hand is going to find the back of the left leg. As the left hand reaches up to the sky, you find that reverse lunge. Lengthening through the left side of the body. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale, we find that nice high lunge. And pausing there for just one deep breath in. Exhale takes us to our warrior two. That left leg is spinning parallel with the short edge of the mat. Arms open out to a T. And once again, we only stay here for one deep breath in. As you exhale, that right forearm finds the right thigh, palm faces up as the left hand sweeps in front of the face, lifting up and overhead to find your extended side angle. As you find that sense of lengthening, really think about reaching and making a nice long line all the way from your left fingertips to the back of that left foot. Taking one more full deep breath in. Exhale, left hand windmills down to the ground, right hand comes to meet it, and we frame that right foot. Step that left foot up to meet the right, forward fold at the front of the mat. Really nice. With an inhale, we lift halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down, forward fold. With an inhale, we sweep the hands up to the sky, lifting nice and tall. And exhale, hands come down towards the heart space. Really good. Inhale, think about finding as much length as you can. Bring the hands together above the head and either stay here, perhaps lifting the gaze up, or maybe you take a gentle back bend, rooting through the feet and allowing the chest to lift up towards the sky as the arms reach back behind you. As you exhale, gently lift from that back bend. We all fold, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Really nice, guys. Inhale to lift halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down. Bring the fingertips down to the ground to assist you. And you're just going to gently lower the shins down to the ground, coming to make your way down onto the mat. Once you sit back on the shins, just gently shift the legs out to the side, and we're coming to sit with those legs out long ahead of us. Really nice. You're going to take a bend into the right leg and bring that right foot just directly next to the inside of your left thigh. And we're getting ready to take a twist here. So whenever you're ready, your right hand is going to gently come back behind you. You'll lengthen through the spine, and you can either bring the left arm round and give the right leg a squeeze, or the left elbow might come over the outside of that right leg. And think about lengthening the spine to create space as you twist again from the core. Really nice, guys. Stay there for one full breath. Exhale to unwind, and we'll just counter that twist by bringing the left arm back behind us. Right hand comes down the outside of that left leg, and you just gently twist in the opposite direction, finding length for the spine as you do. Deep breath in. And exhale brings us back through center. We'll get ready to take that on the other side. So this time your right leg will come out long, and your left foot plants down on the inside of that right leg. Think about bringing the left hand back behind you, lengthening through the spine as you lift the chest up, and then either giving the left leg a squeeze and wrapping that right arm around it, or bringing the right arm over and hooking the elbow on the outside of that leg. You'll find your length through the spine, and then you might look back over that left shoulder. Really nice. Allowing yourself to twist directly from the core. Taking a full deep breath in. Exhaling to unwind, we counter that twist. Right hand comes down the outside of that right leg, and the left arm comes over as well. And we just gently twist in the opposite direction. This time you might look back over the right shoulder. Deep breath in. And exhale, twist it back through. We're going to take one seated forward fold here, a really nice release for the spine. And because we're focusing on the spine rather than the hamstrings here, I really invite you all to take a nice deep bend in the legs. Flex your toes so they're moving back towards the body. And then inhale to sweep the hands up to the sky, lifting nice and tall. As you exhale, start hinging from the hips. Allow the chest to move towards the legs. And then soften the hands down wherever they fall naturally. The really important thing here is that the legs are providing support for the front of the body. So only start to straighten the legs out if you feel like you can still keep that level of connection with the legs. We'll just stay here for 2 breaths, thinking about using your inhales to find length through the spine and your exhales to soften through the spine, finding a sense of release through the body. We'll take one more full deep breath in. Exhale completely. And inhale to gently peel the spine away from the legs. We'll inhale to lift the fingertips up and overhead. Really think about rooting down through the sitting bones and creating length all the way through the spine. Exhale, bring the hands together at the heart space. You might like to bow the forehead down to meet the fingertips. pausing there for a moment of gratitude for yourself, for taking the time to practice, to giving some attention to a part of your body that needs it, and just for taking some time for you. It's been wonderful to practice with you. I hope your spine is feeling much more free and easy and a little bit happier than it did at the beginning of our practice. Namaste.